Welcome to our dedication of the plaza tonight. We're grateful to have all of you here, guests and elected officials. We're very pleased to be here in the Rotary Park here in Richland for this dedication. Now it's my privilege to introduce to you our district governor, Dr. Rampur Viswanath. We're delighted to be here. We've been working on this conference for, 5 or 10 years it seems like. And we're finally to this point to start the conference and to do this dedication. So, Governor Rampur, come right here.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon to all of you. And welcome. It's a great welcome for all of you. I know many of you have come from long distances. I'm so glad that you are here. Today is a special day. And so without taking a lot of time, I will be passing on the mic for the next step in this activity today. So I wholeheartedly welcome all of you here. Thank you for giving me, John.
Thank you. The next thing we would like to do is introduce Ken Williams, a member of the club who has been instrumental in the development of this park. Ken.
Thank you, John. I'm Ken Williams. I was co-chair of a project called the Centennial Project. Do y'all know when the Centennial was? For Rotary anyway, that was 2005. And I was asked to give a bit of history on how we made this piece of property, this pie-shaped piece of property, into a nice little park that we could all enjoy for the community and visitors. And I actually grew up in Richland, and I have to say, I lived in Seattle 10 years, and my wife and I, when we first came back here, we had mountain bikes. And we came ripping down this wonderful bike path, and since they were mountain bikes, instead of staying on the path, this was a big weed field with some bumps, so I rode through it, and Sharon followed me. And those that grew up around here would recognize what a goat head or a tackweed is. And we got 3 out of 4 flats on our 2 mountain bikes. So there was obviously room for improvement of this park. Now actually the project, the Centennial Project, we started reviewing what we could do in 2002, 2003, so we'd have a project to complete by 2005. We looked at a sculpture park, a stage area, another development of a park, but what it really came down to is that this place had access and it was ready for development. And so we worked with the city to come up with an irrigation design, the grass, the gazebo, the planting areas, and there was huge amount of help from the city, from community, and from all of the hands-on work of the Rotary members to really put this together. We started work and we did a groundbreaking in 2004. We were hoping to finish it by 2005, but since we're actually by the river, we got held up by a study to see what the cultural resources were. That delayed us by a year, but we did finally in 2007. It's quite a number of years and a lot of work to get the grass, the walks, the gazebo, and make a wonderful place for us all to share. Now the reason that we're here today is really not so much this park, because we've had this done. It's a wonderful place. It's been celebrated. There's been weddings here, many picnics, and it's always a wonderful place to come visit. But the access to this area needed a little bit of help. So for this district conference, we wanted to do another project. And I'm going to introduce Cindy Johnson to tell us about the project that we took on for this district conference.
Thanks, Ken. I have the privilege of being Richland's city manager as well as a Rotarian for this area. And this park is so beautiful that our club decided to take on another portion of it, and that is Newton Street. Hopefully most of you came down Newton Street off of George Washington Way. But Newton Street, our club fondly calls Rotary Boulevard, right, Rampur? Yes. But it's officially Newton Street. That project is a fantastic example of public, private, and nonprofit partnership. The city partnered with a Rotary Club as well as ShareFest and a local businessman, Dan Houston, who generously has offered to maintain that portion of the street and the landscaping for us. And Rotary has adopted it to just enhance this northern entrance into our park. We didn't have a very nice entrance, but now we do, and I believe it's the envy of the Tri-Cities, and hopefully the rest of the cities will emulate what we're doing, and we'll have these nice entrances to all of the park areas and to the river front. There's a couple of people that I do want to thank for this project. On my staff, Joe Schissel and Dave Bryant. If you guys will raise your hands. These guys worked on this project not because they were city employees, but because they believed in it, and they were down here on Saturdays, and Joe's little boy was here, and everyone was here working on this project. The Rotarians were here with their backhoes and shovels and picks and everything that you could imagine. John was here. Most of you were here 2 Saturdays, and then we had ShareFest, which is once a year the churches get together and work on projects, and they selected this project for us, and they put in the rocks, they put in the trees. It's just a fantastic example of a partnership where everybody cares about the city and makes something beautiful. So I want to thank all of you who've worked on it. I want to thank the Rotary Club for donating so generously to make this happen. It would not happen without all of your support. So thank you very much.
It's certainly my privilege as his representative tonight to accept this plaque, and I know when he gets here tomorrow he will be very, very pleased that he has been remembered in this way. Thank you. It is a pleasure to be representing our international president, Kalyan Banerjee, this evening. This Newton Street enhancement is certainly a wonderful partnership, and that's what Rotary is doing, is partnering with other entities to bring about a betterment in the community, and this certainly is an example of that. This beautiful 45-acre park is certainly enhanced by what is being done at the entrance. Our parks are so important to all of us, and effective parks and recreation facilities don't just happen on their own. We need to help it happen. When citizens such as Rotarians in Richland become involved with their parks and recreation system, quality of life does improve. Our health, our community, our economy, and our environment all benefit from investments in parks and recreation activities. So we thank you very much, Rotarians of Richmond, and all Rotarians here to help us celebrate this special day. Thank you.
Now we give our thanks and appreciation as kind of a wrap-up to the city of Richland, to Cindy and her staff, to John Fox, our mayor, and the council, and everybody who worked on this. Now, Rampur is one of the key people in the development of this park. He was our president when we had the Centennial project, and I was the city manager of Richland. He came down to me and said, you know, we need to develop a park. We need to do something that is big. And we had this piece of land, and he consented, and the club consented, and we've developed this and the other accoutrements that we just talked about. So our appreciation to all of those who worked on this, to the partners that we've been able to utilize, the ShareFest group, and all of those who worked on this. We appreciate your attendance here, and you honor us by being here to be a part of this dedication. So once again, a round of applause to everyone for their support and help with this project.